Welcome to your next Hatha Yoga session, number 6, Hatha Yoga. And today I wanted to do a reading for you out of this book, Hatha Yoga, The Hidden Language, Symbols, Secrets, and Metaphors by Swami Shivananda Radha. So Swami Shivananda Radha is one of the first female swamis I ever came across, and I think she was one of the first female swamis to come from the West. She's actually from Canada. There's actually a ashram associated in her name. She passed. I can't remember when, but she isn't with us. But there is an ashram. I think it's Yashodhara ashram that carries on her lineage and her work, and her look into the secret language. And so I just wanted to read what she had to say about asana to you. She says, a human as a bridge between two worlds, the material and the mental. The body is the material, tangible side, subject to its own laws. The mind, which uses the body as a tool of expression, has its own realm of time and space, where it roams about, often undirected or misdirected. Again, if you haven't grounded into your breathing, you could close your eyes and do that as I continue. The body is material, the bones, muscles, blood, and everything that makes up the cells. The brain, too, is material. The mind, however, is immaterial and intangible. We can only become aware of it through its manifestation in thought and other forms and functions. All of our 5 senses, located in the body, act as input and output instruments of perception. Through our senses, we experience the world around us, input. Mind is the interpreter of all these experiences and in turn stimulates the senses to action, output. There is often more input through the senses than the mind and emotions can handle. When the output of action does not balance with the input, the result can range from mild disaster to catastrophe. Hatha Yoga, in its various aspects, is a means to bring the input and output into balance, and to obtain a new understanding of the body as a tool that can function much beyond limitations usually determined by our beliefs and attitudes. So when you consider that last line, the beliefs and attitudes, you can think of the samskaras, the patterns that we've created in our body. And if you remember, part of my request to you as you go through these Hatha Yoga practices is that you consider what's new, what am I learning? And maybe as you do that, you're going to discover patterns that you've had from your past samskaras that tend to live in the body and with you. And so it's from there that we just start to go, okay, well, how could I look at this in a different way, or how could I transform this if it's not serving me well? So just a consideration in your practice. So today you will need potentially a block, it depends on you. A blanket for doing shoulder stand so that your shoulders can be supported, and of course always your sitting piece that you need. All right, and so we're going to start with a round of Surya Namaskar. So we've done little abbreviated versions of this throughout the practice. So today we'll just continue with that abbreviated version. So drawing the hands up, inhaling. Exhale, draw the hands in front of the heart and pause here for a moment. Feeling your feet on the ground. Your breath in your body. Maybe noticing your inputs and outputs right now. Good. And then we'll begin. Inhale. Exhale. Ardha Uttanasana. At whatever position feels best for you. Exhale. Good. Leave the right foot forward, step the left foot back. Good. Step back into downward dog. Inhale into a plank. Release yourself in a way that's appropriate for your body, either knees first or full body. Roll your shoulder blades onto your back into a little cobra, and then exhale, press all the way back into downward dog. Good. Bring the left foot forward, bring the right foot forward. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Other side. Stepping back with the right foot this time. And then exhale, stepping back into downward dog. Inhale forward into a plank. Exhale to the ground in a way that's appropriate for your body. Rolling the shoulders, coming into Cobra, Bhujangasana, or Up Dog. Good. And then exhale, press back into Down Dog. Good. Walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale to rise. Exhale, ground. Same thing, this time we're going to add a twist. So inhale, exhale. Inhale into Ardha Uttanasana, feeling the expansion through the back. Exhale, step back with the left foot, coming into a lunge. Keep the inner hand, the hand to the inner foot up front. Exhale, twist. Good, exhale. Release the hands, step back. Flow through in a way that's appropriate for your body. Good. Bring the left foot forward. Bring the right foot forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Now, if this is going too fast for you, you could pause now. Finish out this side and or do the next side at your own pace. So feel free to do that for yourself. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, left foot stays forward, stepping back. Hand stays on the ground inside that foot. Inhale to rise and twist. Sorry, exhale on the twist. Release the hand, stepping back into downward dog. Inhale into a plank. Knees, chin, and chest are down. Rolling the shoulder blades, being conscious. Am I doing a cobra pose or am I doing up dog? Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, Bhujangasana. Press back. All right, this time bring the right foot forward. And find your way into Virabhadrasana 2. So if you need to take a break, you can always rest in child's pose for a moment and then meet us here. And then from here, reverse. And then the upper arm's going to come down to rest on the thigh, or the hand could come down to a block or the ground. This hand can stay on the hip, the upper arm, or it can run along. Good. Now you could exhale into down dog, take a vinyasa if you wish, rest in child's pose, or you could just point all toes forward and take a fold here. Your choice. And then wherever you are, you're going to find your way into Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Drop hand in the back and coming back. Sunshine is here. So there's a little, right above where the camera is, there's a skylight. Good. Reverse here. Hand to thigh, hand to hip, or extending. You choose if you take a vinyasa, forward, wide-legged forward fold here, or you could go ahead and rest in that child's pose. You choose. And then everybody, once you complete whatever you're doing, we're going to meet in down dog. Good, now I'm just taking a little moment to pump here while you join me. And then I'm going to bring that right foot forward, and I'm going to come into a high lunge. Now this might be where if you have challenge with balance, you could have a block up front here. You could also have a chair here to be helpful with the balance we're going to go into. So we're going to go here from the high lunge. So high lunge means the back heel is lifted, okay? And you could do any one of our arm things, cactus, occipital, whatever you need to get engaged right here. And then from here, we're going to float into, the best of our ability, Virabhadrasana 3. Now, if you feel unsteady, this is where you can use the block to help you. There's a couple hand positions. You could go this way, or you could stay overhead. It's your choice. And then, very gracefully, we're going to try and drop back into Virabhadrasana 2. And then from there into Trikonasana. So one key with this posture is you want to imagine like there's a wall behind you, and that your butt cheeks and your shoulders are trying to both be in line with that wall. So your body, your upper body, your full body are all in one plane. It's not about how far down you get, because when you start going into trying to do that, this part of the body this part of the body starts to come forward. So you got to make sure that you focus more on keeping that alignment of the full body. Okay. And then you can exhale, step back into downward dog, take a flow through if you wish. I'm going to stay here so that I'm in the right frame for you. And then we'll meet in down dog. And this time we'll step forward with the left foot, coming into a high lunge here. Again, you choose how you get your shoulders to engage. And then we're going to press off, coming up into Virabhadrasana 3. Arms back, out to the side, or forward, you choose. Keep lots of power in both legs. So you may notice the minute I let this kind of go limp, I start to lose control. But if I keep both feet engaged and muscles on both legs engaged, I find a better balance. Good, and then dropping into Virabhadrasana 2. And then over into Trikonasana. And then go ahead and take a little flow if you would like. And we're going to meet in a squat. So you may have noticed this posture appears in every session. It has many, many, many benefits. So I'm sure you're finding the ones that are yours. I find it across my upper back. Lets any tightness in my hips go. But it's a place to be curious. What's the new awareness that you're feeling in your body from doing this posture consistently? Good, and then finding your seat. Again, if you have a sensitive tailbone, you may want to have that pillow and or your blanket for this next one. So we're building on Navasana once again. We've been building on it over several sessions now, so you can use the block for it. Reminder, the block can go here between the thighs. Okay? I like to put it just a little bit right under the knee cap here. So here was step 1, right? Here was step 2. And then here is step 3. And then today, for those of you who want even more, you could work on what I call up downs, where you lean down and come up. Go. Okay? Go ahead and do whatever you're doing. Key thing here, remember, we don't want that lower back rounding out. The core should be doing the work on the front side. Okay? There shouldn't be any stress on the lower back. The other thing is this wants to happen. Yeah? It sure does on me. So we got to really keep that awareness of lifting through the heart, right above the heart here at the sternum, lifting up and through as you're holding wherever you are. Okay? So here, here, up downs from here, or straightening the legs all the way out. Let's take just 5 more counts here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So whatever you did, just take a little transition, bringing the bottoms of the feet together here, and just a little stretch in Baddha Konasana. For some of you, just sitting upright in this posture will be needed, but hopefully it'll create a little release in the tension here. Good. And then we're going to practice our shoulder stand. So you may recall last session I taught you how to do the rolling back and forth. So you could use the rolling to be part of your practice. The key thing here, though, again, is to have enough so that your shoulder aligns with the top of this blanket so that your neck is free. And I made the mistake of not taking my necklace off, and I'm not going to take the time to do that right now, but I don't recommend having your necklaces on. Usually what I do if I forget is I put them in my mouth. Okay, so that I don't end up sitting on a... So I just do one test run to make sure my shoulders are aligned with the top of the blanket. Okay, and then coming up into the shoulder stand. Now what I find for my body is in the morning, which it is right now, I'm a little bit tighter and I can't get quite as aligned. But as the day warms up, I find a way. I'm kind of pressing through my heels, though my feet are not flat. My muscles in my legs are super active. Again, you could have that block between the thighs. So you can hang out here, or the other option is drop your right foot. Please don't look at me. You never want to turn your neck when you're in a posture where your neck has a lot of pressure on it. So if you feel you can maintain your hips stationary without losing the strength of the core, you could drop your right foot behind your head or towards the back of your head, top of your head really, and then bring that foot up and then switch. And if you feel you could do both, you can go ahead and do that. Make sure you keep the integrity of that lower spine. Try not to lose the integrity there. At that point, I release both hands to the ground as kind of counterbalances. And then you can either bring your hands back to your lower back and support yourself down that way. I also like to do a rollout where I start to lower one vertebrae at a time, both of my legs staying right where they are. Good. And then just very gently coming to seated. Extend the right leg out. We're going to just take a gentle forward fold over that right leg. And then taking the right hand to the inside of the right leg or the right shin by the ankle. Inhale the opposite arm up. And if it's doable and the arm doesn't come in front of the face, you can reach over towards the toes. You could always put a strap on your foot and have the strap come up and hold your hands on the strap. The key is you don't want to collapse in. So just taking it wherever is a good stretch for you, being really aware, like, am I really pressing? This can be a really tight, condensed area. So you don't want to, like, get to the stretch, pause. You don't want to just like all the way in. It's counterproductive. Good. And then we're going to inhale that arm up behind us. We're going to take the other arm up to the sky, lift our pelvis, and open up into a little back bend. Good. And then release and switch. Pushing out through the foot, lifting up through the head, expanding through the chest. Drawing the arm in, along, shin, calf, whatever makes sense. Opposite arm comes up. And then going to wherever it can reach. And then inhaling up, the hand goes behind at a diagonal. Lifting up and opening. And release. Good. Just take a moment to hug the knees. Neutralize the spine for a moment. All right. So we're going to put both feet over to one side for a twist. Now, if you're a little more flexible in your knee and your hip, you could take the leg that's probably right in front of you. So for me, it's the right leg. And you could bring that and put it on top here. The key is, again, we don't want to roll out that ankle. We want to keep a nice neutral ankle here. We don't want it rolling away like this. So if you can do that, that's an option here. Otherwise, just keep it tucked up and under here. Okay. On the exhale, we're going to turn away from the feet. And if you have this foot up, even if you don't, this hand can reach around and grab your hip right here or grab the foot. Exhale to untwist. And we could do a little windshield wiper in between. And then we're going to switch sides. Exhale to twist. Out and just shake out the legs. Take a little forward fold, pressing out through the feet, lifting up through the chest and expanding through the chest, reaching out through the top of the head. Good. And then draw that right knee in, give it a little hug. Again, this is where you could use a strap. Instead of reaching your arm around, you could put a strap around your back. But I'm going to reach my arm around the back side, and then my hands are going to meet behind. But if yours don't, again, you could use a strap to hold one end of the strap in each hand. And then we're just trying to take a very conscious forward fold here. By conscious, I mean all those things I told about just a moment ago, where we're really aware of what our spine is doing, our chest is doing, our legs are doing, our feet are doing. Good. Inhale to release. Exhale to shake it out. Tucking in the other knee. Reaching the arm around if that works for you. And grasping or using a strap. And here we take a forward fold. You may notice a difference, I do, from side to side. One may have a bit more ease than the other. One may get caught up in places that the other can flow through, just noticing for yourself. Good. And then inhale to rise up and shake it out. And then we're going to come to lying on your back for Shavasana. When you get onto your back, you might want to give yourself a little hug. Maybe rolling around a bit, side to side, or up and down, you choose. Whatever helps you get settled in. Allowing the face to soften around the eyes. The tongue, the edges of the mouth. Allowing the toes to drop away from each other. Letting a ripple of softness go down through the full body. Imagining each exhale is a way to entice the muscles to release just a little bit more. Again, you may wish to pause the video here, set a timer for yourself to stay in a full 5 to 10 minutes. And then beginning to make little movements that slowly start to awaken the body. Wiggling fingers, toes, nose, whatever it is that will slowly bring your awareness back to the room, back to the body, and eventually bring you onto your side. And then we're just going to pause on the side for a moment. As you lay on your side, again, the question that we're holding very lightly in understanding self is, what is new to learn from and about my body. And then using your hands to gently press you up into a seated position, eyes closed, or in a gentle gaze, we draw our hands together in front of our heart in recognition of our practice and this devotional time to ourselves. I'll see you